What is up, YouTube? Today we're going to be looking at Bouffalant EX, another card from the Black Bolt White Flare expansion. Has 220 HP. It's a basic colorless type Pokemon and has the ability Boofer. This Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks after applying weakness and resistance. So effectively, Bouffalant has 250 HP over multiple turns. So you could have more effective HP. But that's a lot of math. That's weird and hard to do. But Gold Breaker, the attack for 3 colorless, it does 100, and if they're an EX, it's 100 more. So 200 damage to a Pokemon EX for 3 energy cards, and has 2 retreat costs, no resistance, and it's a fighting type. My name is Rahul. Today we're going to be looking at a deck list, a gameplay video from the Japanese YouTube channel, so you guys can get some inspiration to build this deck for yourself and be a little bit creative and get outside the box. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump right into it. I'm going to skip, a lot of buffaloes, but I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. This guy cosplaying as a Bouffalant, that's really funny. Like, that's really funny. Like, this guy pulled up to the office and he was like, "Hey guys, I've got an idea today. Let me dress up." I love that. Okay. Anyway, looks like we're playing a Terapagos Noctowl shell for the most part here, where we're just using the Terapagos as one of our main attackers. The Noctowl will kind of pull out our pieces for us. We have Prism Energy, coupled with 3 of each of the color energies to use Crown Opal if we need to. Use all of our attacks if we need to. Latias, Ursaluna, all these wonderful attackers meant for us. We have the other Bouffalant as well. If there's 2 of them in play, all of our basic colorless Pokemon take 60 less damage as well. So now with the all 3 Bouffalants in play, our big Bouffalant is now taking 90 less damage per attack. So we can kind of use this guy to two-shot a lot of things in the format. There looks like there's no Penny or Turo right now. I feel like we could definitely put one of those in the list. But otherwise, I think everything else makes sense to me. Crispin to accelerate on an Owl deck makes sense. One Research makes sense. One Arven probably doesn't need to be in the deck because there's no actual items besides the charms to make ourselves beefier. There's probably like a better card we can play in that spot, like maybe a Hilda or something. One boss is a little bit sketchy to me. One boss, one CC. I definitely love a second boss's orders because I don't think we need the 2 trumpets. Like I understand the whole like getting this Buffon accelerated and getting the Terapagos accelerated to attack, but I feel like we can just do that with Crispins, and call it a day. Like I'm down to just like sack a prize early and go from there. Like I don't think 2 trumpet is necessarily needed. Maybe I'm wrong. But I do think a second boss would be like quite good in this. Like, I'm down to even like play only 2 Iona and go to like 2 boss or something, or like cut a stadium and go to 2 boss because I think 2 boss is just so absolutely pivotal for all of our game plans. But we have Prime, I guess, so like Prime, Countercatcher, boss. I don't know. That just doesn't do. I think we need 2 boss. Anyway, everything else makes a lot of sense to me. We're going wide, we're going big, we're going beefy, and we're going Buffalo. Um, you guys, I'm excited for this deck. This is pretty cool. Like I think Tank is back in some capacity. We're zooming in on the guy. Look, it's him. He's got the same afro. He's got the no ears, but he's got the buffalo nose going on for him. I guess he doesn't have the horns. Um, but this is pretty funny. I like that he's committing fully to the bit, and we're jumping right into it. I can tell which player's playing Buffalo and which one's not. Our Buffalo players on the left, and Dudsparce on the right. So going first would have obviously been a great buff, but we did not win the flip. It looks like we're going to Artisan out here, see what the player on the right is playing. Looks like Goldengo, um, which actually is like probably pretty well matched into this deck because you can actually one shot, but I don't know if you can one shot 3 times. Like I don't know if you have actually the resources to one shot 3 times. Like that's pretty difficult. And we're gonna go ahead and do this as well. We're gonna use the vessel, getting energy, put him in our hand. We get artisan as well here, getting another hoot hoot. We're gonna nest ball, I guess, getting the boofer. Um, if we had stadium, I feel like we definitely should have artisan first. We're gonna crispin, pretty much an ideal turn 1 as best as it can get. We're gonna attach the active, the fan art. I'm getting a free KO here, attaching to the boofer. This is actually perfect. Here's the other crispin will take care of the attack or a crispin will, or not crispin, a trumpet plus attachment will also take care of it. We didn't find stadium, but we have a Noctowl for our next turn, almost certainly in that hand. We have Poffin and Balloon, just thinning our deck a little bit as this Goldengo player. No Evo, it looks like, unless the Evo is already sitting in our hand. Yep, there it is. There's the Evo. But the Goldengo player is already going to be very far behind now because they've effectively conceded. Like, you're not expecting, like, you're never expecting a Noctowl deck to take a turn 1 KO going second into you. But they did open Fan Rotom and you did give him a stadium. So, like kind of setting yourself up for disaster here. Um, the Dangos are on the board. Um, Again, the problem I see is like, how are you getting through like there's 310, 360 effective HP. And this is not a deck that's going to give you damage to work with on your board. So how are you getting through this? Is my biggest question. Definitely they're gonna have to two shot your gold angle as well. But like maybe there's like a world where we have to like play a little bit slower and get where we need to be. But we're not benching Latios. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like I would bench Latios here. It's okay. I don't know. Like I feel like there's no downside to it, but maybe there's a downside to it. Maybe it's a two prizer that we don't want like to take damage, or get easily knocked out here. We're just gonna knock out with Fan Rotom again. We're so far ahead now with two prize cards taken. The gold angle player now has to basically go using that sparse. Yep, it has to basically like gust and KO a two prize card this turn, and using one of our gusts as well as gold angle is like not ideal, not optimal. No E-Search Pro has been found just yet. So there's a Cypher Maniac code breaking, allowing us to put cards on top. We're going to be able to air balloon this, retreating to the other Goldango, draw two more cards. What we just ciphered. The third Goldango hitting the board, drawing another card here. The Dunsparce attached to the active. And kind of just a humble attack, it looks like. I don't think we found all the pieces where we need to be. The craziest part is this Fan Rotom also has 60 effective HP on top of the 70, so it has 130, which means the third energy needs to be discarded. So every single resource that we make this deck burn, our tank deck gets just a little bit better because we're forcing our opponent to like find more pieces to do actions, which makes it a little bit tougher for them to play the game. And now we're just gonna load up our big boof guy, and we can always like attach to here Terapagos as well to clean up. I guess a Briar could also be really good in this deck, just to clean up the game. And now our Bouffalant has 270 HP plus the ability putting it at 300 effective HP plus the other Bouffalant's ability putting us at 360 effective HP. So this Goldango player is going to need 8 energy cards to knock us out, or a Monkey Dory Dark, and then 7 energy cards to knock us out, which is still quite a bit. But I think this knockout is pretty doable. Obviously, the Energy Search Pro will get us pretty much all the energies in the deck. But I think on the top of that, I think we're going to be looking for a Stretcher or an SER, because there's only, like, we're down 3. There's 1 in hand, so there's clearly got to be some energies are probably also prize. We're going to retreat into a new Goldango as well to draw 2 more. So maybe we're just indicating we're not going for the one-shot. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like getting the one-shot is like, not getting the one-shot is actually pretty bad here. SER, 4 energies back. There's the 2 metals that were in the discard earlier. There's the metal from hand. Now we do have all the energies we need. There's the 8. We're going to go ahead and go make it rain for, 310 damage, knocking out the active Pokemon. Now, there's no KO on the horizon. Immediately, there's another Bouffalant hitting the board, attached to active. We're going to charm the Terapagos as well, making it even beefier. We're going to Nest Ball for another Terapagos. A Trumpet here is like Black Belt's training in the deck as well. There it is, the little like power pose he's pumping out. We're gonna knock out the Goldango here. An unexpected Black Belt's training actually coming in clutch here. No Trumpet here, most notably, but Goldango only plays one form of disruption. So if the Goldango player misses their disruption for the turn, then we're okay. Now, the Goldango player basically has to use both SCRs here for a KO, and that is pretty steep on resources, because effectively you're saying like my last SCR and my last energy recovery has to come in to take out this Fezandipity, which is like fine because the Fez is on the board, and the Terapagos Bouffalant player doesn't play any way to bump their own stadium, but that's like the way you would move and kind of win this game, where you would have like a route to move and get out of here. We're gonna Ultra Ball here, grabbing ourselves a Noctowl. Noctowl getting pieces to just set up our board. A Boss's Order plus a Fan Rotom KO or a Prime Catcher plus a Trumpet. I mean, why do we put this then if we're gonna Trumpet? Or we're double trumpeting. Okay. I mean, like, we're just flexing on him for fun here, but a Fan Rotom would have also done the trick here. A Fan Rotom attack. There's a myriad of things. Like, this Goldango with only 60 HP left is like very flimsy. We didn't see our 8-spec yet. We didn't see a Boss's Orders yet. But we were basically put in a really good spot. Now, the Goldango player, obviously, I think like giving up 2 prize cards pretty early was really bad for them. But this deck is also really tanky. So, in the grand scheme of things, this deck probably could have outlasted, especially because we never played an Iona, which we should have played at some point. Like, this is exactly my point, right? Like, these 3 Ionos didn't do anything. Like, I'm down for just 2 Iono and putting in, like, another boss or something. because these draw cards actually don't actually do anything. But anyway, if you're a tank Terrapagos lover, your deck is back, I guess, kinda. It's just you have buffaloes in your deck now, like a lot more, like more buffaloes. You had buffaloes before, and now you have more buffaloes. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. As always, we will always be here for new deck lists, new profiles, and new early gameplay videos. Peace out.